An Evening with Eros is brought to you by Hermes Wireless.
Well, hello there, my lovelies, and welcome to another magical evening with Eros, wherein the preeminent goddess of love, yours truly, makes herself available to all you sad and confused deities out there in need of comfort, counsel, and advice on matters both amorous and lascivious. No judgment here, my pets, unless you're into that sort of thing. Tonight, we have a question about an overbearing brother and the perils of hooking up at nuptials. Serial Chick writes, Dear Eros, my brother and I have always been close, but his overprotectiveness of me is really getting out of hand. He thinks no man is worthy of me, and it keeps getting in the way of my relationships. A while back, we were at a wedding, and I had my eye on one of the groomsmen. After a few glasses of ouzo, I made my move, and we had a fantastic time out in the garden. Bravo, lady. The garden's one of my all-time top picks for places to have a liaison at a wedding, provided you're wearing a dark color, and are standing, or leaning, straddling. You get the point. Side note, the best place to have a liaison at a wedding? The bridal suite, just before the happy couple arrives. Sure, you'll miss the end of the ceremony, but it's well worth it. When my brother found out, he was furious, and it wasn't long before he'd slain my boy toy. Seems like a bit of an overreaction. Next month, we have another wedding. How can I have fun without my big bro freaking out and hurling lightning my way?
Oh no!
I think a lot of us can relate. Sure, we love our families, but sometimes what they think is best for us isn't best for our hearts or our libidos. I think your big mistake last time was waiting too long to duck out with your boy toy. You see, all parties, even Bacchus and Dionysus parties, have a lull about midway through, where people have either already hooked up or are realizing they need to go on to plan B. That means there are about 20 minutes where all anyone's doing is scanning the crowd, trying to see who's still there and who isn't. Now, at the beginning of a party, there's just chaos. All sorts of beautiful distractions where you can slip out without anyone even noticing you're gone. In short, darling, as in the act of lovemaking, it's all in the timing. Moving on. Hyperwinds seems to be having trouble impressing the object of his desires. He asks, Dear Eros, I'm a successful wind god, but nothing I do seems to move my beloved. She's ignored all my advances. I've written her letters, composed epic poetry. I even got a bunch of mortals to create a cult in her honor. And she still doesn't know I exist. What do I need to do? Sincerely, Hyperwind.
My darling, I found you. Thank goodness, I've been looking all over for you. I wrote you a poem. It goes like this. Huh? Oh.
Darling, your answer is right there in your question. You're a wind god. Create a mighty gust. Sweep her off her feet to someplace fabulous and exotic, and don't be afraid to be bold. Make the first move. I don't care what anybody says. A woman likes a god who behaves like a god. And give her plenty of to be yours forever. Well, that's all we have time for tonight. Thanks for joining me for another enchanting evening with Eros. I'll miss you while we're gone, but I'll see you next week, right here at the same time.
You can find me on the higher heavenly highway at hhh.eveningwitheros.div or on the mortal internet at www.aneveningwitheros.com.
Until next week, be safe, have fun, and think of me while you do.